So now what I will do, as I want to find out the rise of current in a inductive circuit, I will apply the Kirchhoff voltage law in this circuit. So what is the Kirchhoff voltage law states? We have already seen in the question number 1 in today's class. It states that the voltage drop across resistor and across inductor or whatever elements is nothing but the algebraic sum of the total supply voltage. So I can write V is equal to VR plus VL. So what is VR at resistance? It is I into R. And what is VL? VL is the EMF of the self induction. So it is L into di by dt, or you can say that the rate of change of current at the inductor. So I am putting this IR in this left hand side. So I will get V minus IR is equal to L into di by dt. I will say it as a equation number 1. Now what I am doing? I am just interchanging the two component, and I am putting the left hand terminal in the right hand side and right hand terminal in the left hand side. So I will get di divided by V minus IR is equal to 1 upon L dt. Now what I will do? I will multiply both the side with minus R. So in the left hand side I will get minus R into di divided by V minus IR is equal to minus R by L dt. Now what I will do? I will do integration in both the side. So by integrating both the side, I will get integration of minus R di divided by V minus IR is equal to integration minus R by L dt. What is the need of doing this integration? By doing the integration, I can find out from the initial condition to the final condition, right? So as you know that the integration of this side is equal to log V minus IR base E, and here it will be minus R by L into T plus C. Mind well, this C is not a capacitor, it is a constant, right? I will say it as a equation number 2, right? So the value of C, if I want to find out, then I have to apply the initial condition. So what is the initial condition? Initial condition states that I is equal to 0 when time t is equal to 0. So substituting this condition, I is equal to 0 and t is equal to 0 in equation number 2. So if I am putting I is equal to 0 and t is equal to 0 in this condition, then what I will get? Log E in bracket V minus 0 is equal to 0 plus C. So I can find out that C is equal to log V base E. So putting this in equation number 2, you will get log E in bracket V minus IR is equal to minus R by L into T plus log V base E. So I will get log in bracket V minus IR base E minus log V base E. Just I am putting this terminal in the left hand side. So I will get my equation in the form of minus R by L into T. Again applying the logarithm basic rules that you have studied in your school level, that is log V minus IR divided by V base E is equal to minus R by L into T. Now what is the last equation? In the last equation I am getting this log side in the left hand side, so I will put it in the right hand side. So whenever I am putting this log in the right hand side, I can write down the form in the e raised to minus R by L into T. So I will get V minus IR. Again I am putting this V term V in the right hand side. So I will get V minus IR is equal to V into e raised to minus R by L into T. So I can write down that IR is equal to V in bracket 1 minus e raised to minus RL into T. Now in this form, last form, I am getting the equation in the form of IR, but I am interested to find out the current of a inductor at a particular time. So I will write I is equal to V by R in bracket 1 minus e raised to minus R by L into T. So V by R, I can say that it is a maximum voltage. So I can write that I is equal to Im in bracket 1 minus e raised to minus T by lambda. What is this lambda? It is R by L. R by L is defined as the lambda. So you can define this lambda in the graph also. See, in this graph you can see two conditions. First condition is that your current in a inductor will be increased exponentially, but initial resistance in the circuit will follow the linear graph. So you can see that the resistance, if it is only to be connected in the circuit, it will attain the maximum value after, let's say, 2 seconds only. But if the inductor is to be connected, then the maximum value will consume the time duration up to this. So suppose the maximum of the current is, let's say, 0 to 100, and the current curve, if you observe, then you are getting one value. How to get this value? Let us see again with the definition of the time constant. It is also asked in your exam that define the time constant of a circuit. But till now we have seen this equation I is equal to Im in bracket 1 minus e raised to minus T by lambda. That is the rise of current in a inductive circuit. Right? So this equation you can see at this instant. So if you know the value of this graph, then you can find out the current for any time instant. So time constant is defined how much time the inductor is taking to charge or taking to its maximum steady value. So the time constant of RL circuit may be defined as the time during which the current is actually rises to 0.632 of its maximum steady value. Or in other words, you can say that it will be 63.2% value of the maximum current that is to be taken by the inductor. So this is the final conclusion. You can take it from this question. See, you can also say that L by R is your lambda, right? So lambda you can define that time constant, it is during which your current would have reached its maximum value. So it is Im divided by initial rate of rise. Okay. Okay. So current in RL circuit is actually following this graph, and time constant you can define in somewhere over here, and I you can define E by R in bracket 1 minus e raised to minus RT divided by L. See, you can say that there is some delay. So delay of rise of current in an inductive circuit can be utilized in providing the time lag operation of a relay and a trip coil. So actually this concept is used when you are using a inductive circuit in a particular operation. So as you have studied that there are some relays, that is, what is the function of relay? Relay sense the fault and it will send the signal to the circuit breaker, right? So this time lag operation is there in your circuit. So this is to be achieved with the inductor only. So this inductor is nothing but it is a very much important point that the current will not be increased drastically, right? It will be increased exponentially. So you can control the current with the inductor circuit, or with the combination of RL circuit you can also do some useful operations, right? So this is the important of the time constant and the RL circuit. Let us see next question. In this question, you are given coil A and coil B. Coil A is having 500 tons and coil B is also having 500 tons. Sorry, coil A is having 50 tons and coil B is having 500 tons. And it is wound on a iron material that is having 50 centimeter square cross section area and length of beam turn is 1.2 meter. You have to find out what is the self inductance of each coil, what is the mutual inductance between the two coils, and what is the EMF or voltage induced in coil A if the current in coil B will grow steadily from 0 to 5 ampere in 0.01 second time duration. And you have to assume that the relative permittivity of iron material is 1000. So what you can see from this data? See, whenever you are doing any example of electrical engineering, you should be first drawing or imagine a circuit. So in this data, from this data you can imagine that I am having two coil. Now what I am doing? I am putting this two coil in a iron core material which is having some length and some cross section area, and I am giving the supply to one coil. So whenever I am giving the supply to one coil, I will get the self-induced EMF that is produced in both the coil. But due to this self-inductance, there will be some mutual inductance that is also to be created between the two coils. So I am given a task to find out how much mutual inductance between the two coils will be produced if I am changing the current with a battery source, right? So as you take the data from this data, you can find out the inductance by the formula L is equal to N1 square mu 0 mu RA divided by L. So by putting all the value, what is the value? L, N1 50, 500, mu 0 is equal to 4 pi into 10 raised to minus 7 and other values, you will get L1 and L2 value. Now to find out the mutual inductance, you know the formula that the coupling coefficient M or the mutual inductance is equal to under root L1 into L2. So by putting the value, you will get 0.130 Henry is the mutual inductance that is to be achieved between the two inductors when you are putting in the circuit. Now again the third thing is to be given to you. Third thing is the EMF induced in the coil A if the current in coil B is grow steadily from 0 to 5 ampere in 0.01 second. So as per the time slot of 0.01 second, you are changing the current from 0 to 5 ampere. So you can say that the di by dt is 500 and M value you have already find out. So the self inductance in the second coil due to first coil is minus 65.22 volt. So what is this minus sign indicate? This minus sign indicate that you are connecting this coil in the inverse position. If you are connecting this coil with the same polarities, then it will not be having a minus sign, right? So till now in this class we have seen question number 1, question number 2 and question number 3. That is we have covered up to 42 marks from the question paper. But as you know that there are 7 questions, so total paper will be more, having weightage 100 marks. So we will see the other questions in the next class. My next class will be started at the 1 o'clock. So during 1 to 2 o'clock we will see the remaining question and we will try to see how to write down the answers of those questions. Many times the questions are to be repeated in the another exams. So these questions if you see and if you try it yourself after viewing the lecture, it will be very much useful to you for getting the success in your end semester exams. Thank you very much for attending this lecture.